You know, and I know, and they know, 'cause we go all in. And I know, they know, 'cause we go all in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest edition of What You've Been Missing, Father's Day edition. It's your boy, K Dizzle DC. You are now listening to the All Dressed Up Podcast, episode 82, Father's Day edition. Like I said, K Dizzle DC, and right now, 3 hours behind in the future. It's my man, F Streams. What up, Heffalump?
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there in America today. Happy Father's Day, K Dizzle DC.
Same to you, my guy. Feels
What's
good.
good,
Feels good.
man?
Hey, life is love. Love is love. I ain't getting no socks this year, so I'm excited. But I got some nice gear. Got some shirts.
I know
Got
that's
some
right.
shoes. You know, they
Shout
did me
out to
right
the
this year.
shirts. Shout out to the
Girls love
good
me.
gifts for Father's Day. The good gift givers.
Say, yeah, all the good gift givers out there. Most importantly, shout out to all the dads in the building who all they want to do is probably just sleep, rest, be by themselves, chill out, do their own thing.
Sounds good, man. I tell you what, though, man. Thank you for tuning in on this special edition on Father's Day, guys. If you're just coming on, you know we do this each first and third of every month on every Sunday live at 9. No matter
Hmm.
what, K Dizzle said I'm behind, but I'm always on time. I'm out here in Cali, man. I had to go back to Cali. I'm out here, as you can see, some nice sun in the background.
For sure, for sure.
So don't mind me. Oh, and don't forget, my birthday is this Thursday coming up. So
Yes,
feel free
sir.
to
Yes,
send me something good.
sir. Yes, sir, man. Anytime we spend another year around the sun is always a blessing. Look, look, we got a lot to talk about this special Father's Day edition, man. Um, where do you want to start today?
Hey, I'm gonna let the senior dad here on the show kick it off because I kind of know each and every way you want to go, pause, but I don't have my phone in front of me, so go ahead and kick it off.
It's all good. It's all good, man. Look, um, while we're doing it right now, shout out to the Denver Nuggets going five and out, 4-1, winning the NBA Finals. Man, Sal, what up? Sal's in the building. He
I'm
says
looking for
live
the
from
king,
LA.
Sal. I'm looking for the king.
Look, shout out to the Denver Nuggets. You know, Jokic act like he wanted to get out of there and go see his horses. But the truth of the matter is, he stayed the whole weekend and got lit in the club with everybody, man.
Yeah.
So the Nuggets won it. That was their first championship for the franchise, right? It's their
What's the
first
scariest part
championship.
about that, K Dizzle?
Yeah.
Scariest part about that is everybody's contract is on going into this season. So they have a really good chance of coming back and making some noise. But the Wizards contributed to giving away players again
Yeah, they
today.
did. Yeah, they did. Hey, Nene's in the building. What's up, Adrian? Happy Father's Day, my guy. I ain't seen you in forever. Look, it was it. LaFraud is not in the house. LaFraud is not in the house. You think LeBron got another year in him?
Oh yeah, my guy's gonna have a good two two strong championship seasons in him.
Okay. All right.
If he can put together, you know, the right roster and the right run over the next 2 years, he can probably get a chip.
Hmm. Well, Nuggets in five, man. We'll see if they'll be able to put it together. Like you said, everybody's contract is in the air. Zion Williamson. Happy Father's Day, man. Happy
Mister
Father's Day indeed.
$40 million a year.
Um, yeah, hopefully you got what you wanted to do today. Like I said, most of the time we get stuff put on us, but most of us really want to just sleep. But we tough it out and do what we got to do. More than
Speaking
anything.
speaking
Go
of
ahead.
getting stuff put on us, Zion.
Zion Williamson um, hasn't. Okay, so he just got put on blast by a porn star, right? That
Well,
outs his baby in his infidelity or something like that.
you got to go back and say, did he really get put on blast? Because the way Zion's moving, he's moving like he's a confident guy. He's really, he's out here in the streets, wiring money to these different scandalous women, and he's doing it and the girls got receipts. But what he did was he got his original stripper girlfriend pregnant
Hmm.
while he was having some relations with this, porn star. And apparently she got feelings because she was like, they were just together last week. And I'm not even gonna go into what they said they was doing, but Zion don't give a damn. He's another country young boy making $40 million a year, trying to find his old self.
How does he have an old self? He's only played for 2 years.
That's a hell of a point.
How does he find his old self? He's only played for 2 years. I
Say
think he's
because
good. I don't get it. I think he's just another young tragedy who got the bag and stopped playing. You know, the worst example, um, the worst example of that is Mr. Light Skin himself. I can't Ben Simmons. He's a perfect example.
Ben Simmons been in the gym though.
So
He's been leaking pictures from his camp looking all ripped up, saying he's working out. I don't know about his left hand, but he's definitely saying he's chiseled and he's ready to come back strong. So we'll see about old Ben.
yeah, he's looking to come back strong on somebody's bench and take their money because
Mm.
he's always been in the gym. Per per Ben
So you
Simmons.
pretty much think Denver's coming back and they're gonna
No,
go right back.
no, they're not. No, they're not.
Okay.
If Golden State gets a bench, then they got something going. I don't know if LeBron, he may not be done yet. He might have 2 years in him, but they need some help in LA. They
Well, the
need a lot of
Lakers, the
help.
Lakers showed everybody what can be done, even from post trade deadline, because the
Hmm.
roster that they went into the playoffs with wasn't the roster that they started the season with by any means,
No,
and it can happen that way again next year. I mean, unfortunately, there's not going to be a team that's going to be organically built over there that's going to be cohesive to win a championship. They're going to have to, kind of find lightning in a bottle
I
with
agree.
getting the 7-man rotation so they can beat teams like Denver and Golden State again. Because Golden State's got some things to figure out as well. Like, to what is Draymond Green going to be brought back? He's got to get his
Mhm.
contract sorted out for the long term. So we'll see about that too, man. But Father's Day edition of the All Dressed Up podcast, man. I'm telling you, I'm still frustrated the Wizards traded Bradley Beal to the Suns today.
Did that
I
go
just
down?
think that they've been rebuilding for just over 35 years. It's crazy.
I don't get it. I'm not. I'm gonna be a Wizards fan until uh, until I die, probably. But they just, I don't get it. You talking about LeBron? He's too healthy to walk away. He has what he needs physically to win another final. But what will he have the weapons around? And that's exactly what he said. 7 to 9 man rotation. You need other people that come off the bench that can play well and complement to what he can do. Now,
Let me ask you a question,
go ahead.
and let me ask the chat this question too. What do you think happens to LeBron James's legacy if he hangs around and he starts to rack up these playoff losses? Like towards the end of his career, what if he starts to get eliminated? Not even in the finals like he used to, but if he just starts getting bounced in like, the semis and maybe the conference finals, like, do you think that's going to tarnish his legacy, or do you think he's already got that cemented and he can pretty much lose as many times as he goes out there and plays?
No, I think he has it submitted. Now the question becomes where everyone believes his legacy is cemented. I think he's one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game. Is he the greatest of all time? That's always the argument that's to be made. I can say, I think I've always said it's Jordan, Bryant, and then James.
Yeah.
But some people will say, you know, James, Jordan, and then Bryant. But that's just their own personal preference.
I tell you,
Everybody
man,
has their own attributes.
I was blessed to be here at a certain time and space to where I got a chance to see both players play. All three of them play that you just named,
Hmm.
and you know, kudos to all three. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
mad if you said if any of those three guys were your best player in your opinion. But again, I just go back to how many times Michael Jordan lost in the finals, and that was none. 6-0, 6-0.
You can't argue that.
A lot of players don't have rings because of MJ,
Yeah.
and that's not the case with LeBron. LeBron let a lot of other people get in there and get some rings during
During
his
his
reign.
tenure.
So you know, that's my defining point is those NBA finals. That NBA finals record is gonna start looking bad, and Michael Jordan was undefeated in the finals, man.
Yeah. Yeah. He said some will throw Kareem in there too. Some will throw Kareem in there too. I
You
think
know
Kareem was such a different time.
where I put the old guys past like Shaq. Like I can go back as far as Shaq and Hakeem
Hmm.
and Magic and Kareem
Yeah.
towards the end of his career, but I wasn't old enough to see Kareem in his prime. The game has evolved so much since Wilt
Yeah.
Chamberlain, Kareem
Yeah.
Abdul-Jabbar, and Bill Russell's played. Like I don't want you guys to clip this and run off with me like as if I was talking slander about Wilt and Kareem, but they played against very minuscule talent.
Yeah.
Such a
It was
great
still a
era of
great era of
basketball,
basketball. Yeah.
but they dominated to the point to where like now there's so many more players. I don't mean to ramble, but
No,
there's
no, you're
so
fine.
many more players around the league that have talent now. Is what I'm saying. Like
Okay.
back when Bill Russell, Kareem, and Wilt dominated, you had great players, but I think looking around the league now, there's so much more depth and talent to where you don't see that big difference when you look at those matchups each and every night. Like, there's
Hmm.
somebody out there on the court that can actually deal with you in
Yeah.
today's game. I
For
think
sure.
back then, you might catch Bill Russell
You.
just dominate for a whole
Yeah.
month straight.
Yeah. You had teams that had three strong players, and if and you had a few teams with like one or two strong guys, but it wasn't like Golden State where they got a whole lineup,
Right.
that'll put you to sleep, or in those type of times. So it is definitely a different era when you're talking
I
about
mean,
that.
look how much talent's on each team. Okay,
Yeah,
there's a lot of players out there, bro.
yeah, it's a lot of shooters. Sam Cassell is the alien. He just looked like one. He'll never lose that. He'll never lose that. And you did mention Shaq, so let me pull this. Let me kind of easy circulate out. Big man in the middle, causing a whole bunch of
Thank you,
controversy.
Erica. Appreciate you.
Thank you, sis. Um, Pulling in Shaq, right? Shaquille O'Neal. Well, can we say
Shaquille
it's his fault?
O'Neal,
I can't say it's his fault. Can't
the
Shaquille
Diesel.
O'Neal. Talk to him, man, because I brought up everything else. You talk about
All right,
everything.
so look, we can go at this two ways. We can go at this the simping edition, or this is the girl who went viral out of pocket
You-
because it is Father's Day,
Yep,
and we're talking about a young lady who went viral who works for Home Depot,
I pull
and
a picture
basically
up.
she was posting pictures, trying to really flaunt. I would say beauty and whatever her style and swag is. She definitely has the right to do that. Nothing wrong there.
Yeah,
And she went viral because a lot of dudes have been sending her messages and DMs saying that she's too pretty to work at Home Depot.
yep.
Now, chat
So
on this Father's Day, K Dizzle, I want to know can a young lady be too pretty to work at Home Depot? First and foremost, answer that question.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. It doesn't matter where you work or what you do. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Now, keep in mind this, right? The only reason that she got so much backlash, had to quit her job, do all this stuff, is because like women post pictures all the time at work, whether it's Home Depot, Lowe's, McDonald's, don't matter. she went and took the extra step to post the DMs that she received from Shaquille O'Neal and from other folks saying that she's too pretty to be working at these places. Now, had you not done any of that and just kept your little Home Depot apron picks up and let people do what they do, you might still have a job. I'm just saying, you
And
might still have a job. We wouldn't be
I
talking
just
about you like that.
I just took it a certain way when I see her record the response video on YouTube saying, what she's really into and how, you know, Shaq told her to not worry about the people, messaging her and this and that or something along those lines. He definitely shooting his shot. That's what's
Hey, look,
called shooting
I
your
can.
shot. But she can't be mad at the fact that she went viral off of her looks and off her pictures. Like take it for what it's worth.
Look, I'm mad that Shaq fumbled the bag with hoops. I still like hoops from what's from Flavor Flav show.
Flavor Love.
Oh my gosh. Fumbled the bag in the worst way. So
Shaq
now
thought
he
he
gets
had
put
a
on
friend.
blast.
Shaq thought he had a friend with the Home Depot girl, and she put him on the front page.
Front page.
She
And
was
then
like, "All
lost the
right,
job.
Shaq, I appreciate the love, Shaq. Thank you, because I'm a Christian woman." I'm like, "Oh, here we go." She just can't say thank you, people for saying I'm attractive and keep it moving.
No, when you doing stuff like that, you uh,
Well, they told her she should have had an OnlyFans. People started perpetuating how I guess they could make her money. Like, then you get that angle
you
where
get
people
that
come at
angle
you
with it.
like, yeah, let me show you what you could do with your looks. Because if you was on OnlyFans, you'd be doing this and that and this and that. And I agree with Erica. She
Exactly,
wants to go viral.
exactly,
She
exactly. She
wants
wants
that
the
attention.
attention. 100%. There it is. Therein lies the problem. And when she got the attention, she lost her job. Now, you could have did one or two things, right? You could have took that opportunity, that DM. If somebody say, "Hey, you too cute for this, you too beautiful for that," to be working there, hook me up,
Simping
give
one
me a
on one.
job, give me an audition, help me out, pull the network in. Don't put the DMs on blast because you're gonna get caught up
Man,
like you did. Home Depot, like, all right, yeah,
she
you are
fumbled.
too
She
pretty to
fumbled
work
the
here.
bag with
Have
Shaq.
a great day. In
She
Jesus'
fumbled
name.
the bag with Shaq. When she put the DMs up, she missed out on the opportunity. The next thing was a Cash App or an Apple Pay.
Or Venmo, something.
Yeah.
Um,
Then again, Shaq probably got his own wire transfer.
Shaq can do it.
He
Shaq
probably
got
got
money, man.
Shaq Pay.
He got he got Shaq fun. You know, I'm surprised he ain't got a whole tool line set in Home Depot while he was in there. So
Hey
look,
man, Shaq was getting it in way before Zion was doing it.
wait, what? And Zion ain't got Shaq money, so he SOL on that. But look, let's get to this next thing, right? We just spent a
Shaq
lot
could
of
have
time.
been her sugar daddy.
Shaq could have been a sugar daddy,
Nah, she
Look,
says she a Christian woman.
sorry, I shouldn't be laughing at that like that. But
It's
all
the
right,
Father's Day edition
it's
of the All
Father's Day
Dressed Up
edition.
podcast.
All right, I'm about to pull this video up. Okay, and when I first saw it, I was flabbergasted. Right, um, your man. First of all, I've only heard one song from this guy.
Uh
Okay,
oh.
and the
Uh
one
oh.
song got him on the Chris Brown tour. And the only reason I know that because I went to Chris Brown tour like a few years back, and he opened, but I ain't seen him since. He ain't been on no radio. He don't been nothing else other than him being famous one time for Drake clowning him out. Um, but let me pull this video up of your boy YK Osiris. I'm not gonna pull his song up. Um, YK Osiris.
Mm.
They say sexual assault on Suki Hana, right? So look, here's the video. I'm not gonna pull the audio, but here's the video. Rubbing her on her shoulders, trying to give her a kiss. The little Duval right there, like, oh. That was your man right here. All over her, right? Then he goes again, doing the most. And he laughing, thinking it's cool.
Yeah.
Wow, so
Something's definitely wrong with the boy.
So
Something's definitely wrong with the boys. So where you want to go with that, man? Because I tell you where I'd take it with that one. Because
go ahead,
something's
man. Go
definitely
ahead.
wrong with the
Go
boy.
ahead.
All right.
Go
So
ahead.
first off, it is Father's Day. I am out here in beautiful California, but I will not not change, my way of beliefs and my thoughts of you got to protect women at all costs. And Sal says it's like Ben Simmons playing ball. You can't
Missing the
you can't
shot.
be out
No.
there just pressing all up on a young lady like that in public, let alone private, if it's unwelcome. Like I don't think anything in that conversation led to him doing what he was doing. So the other thing that kind of got me was everybody on the panel just sat there and kind of like let it rock too.
Yeah.
And that was kind of interesting because nobody really came to her defense.
Right.
So I'm gonna get that out there first. Like no matter what Sukiyama does as a public figure, if she was taken aback or if she was offended or she felt assaulted, that's the right to feel.
Mhm.
What she does in her life can really precede that. Now, I'm going to continue by saying, with the things that she said is into, want to kiss her is beyond me anyway. Why this young man force himself on this girl who likes to do the things and have things done to her? She said it, not me. I didn't
Right.
make it up.
What'd she say? What'd she say? Just say it.
Man, I think if anybody knows this young lady, they know what she
Some
said.
people don't know what she said. You got to say it
Man,
now.
she's into that fetish type stuff. She likes to be, number one and number two on, and all that type of
Mm.
stuff right there. I can't really rock with it, and I'm not gonna come lips first to your face if I know that's something you're into. So that's why I put him where I put him, because he lost all the way around in that situation.
Yeah. That's just a picture of a teenage boy doing more than what he should and more than what's welcome. Just the truth of the matter. If you pull away once,
Poor
that's
judgment.
the telltale sign that no, I'm not welcome.
Just get off the stage when you're wearing a muscle shirt from 1993.
It's not even a muscle shirt. It's cut off.
Nobody
It's
nobody
cut off
invited
sleeve.
you. Nobody invited you on that set. You have nothing to do there. Like you said, what you can name one song from the guy, and I
One
mean
song
he's
from the
probably writing hits for Drake and getting beat up in the process. But
guy.
come on, man, you can't
So
be out here. You can't be out here doing that to the women, man.
super
That's out
cringe,
here.
bad move. And
Protect
fellas, if you
protect
see
your
it
women.
happening, put a hand up. Okay, get
Yeah,
involved. You know it ain't supposed to go down like that.
Lil Duval
So
no why KL Cyrus was tripping.
yeah, and Lil Duval, lean to the right, lean to the left. It's like, oh, nah. I mean, he knew it wasn't right, but he gonna stop the little man from tarnishing what
Nah,
little career he
I
has
just be
left.
mad. Me personally, if I'm out there, I just be mad that you pulling that type of stuff during my time on my.
There you go with the light skin and stuff. Uh
Yeah, I'm on here doing that when I'm on stage. Take that foolishness. Take that foolishness backstage, YK Osiris.
oh. Hey, so enough of him, YK Osiris. That man.
I'm
Please
sure
get some more
nothing's gonna
music.
be
Make
missing
yourself
from
more
this
relevant
event.
than that.
I'm sure nothing's gonna be missing from this event without YK Osiris's presence.
No, not at all. Oh, we walked away from sports without talking about one of the most important things that happened um, over the past week, and that's Skip and Shannon's last episode after 7 year run on Undisputed.
Hmm.
Now, where do you think Shannon's going? Who's
Well,
replacing him?
I think it's definitely gonna be a situation where he gets his own show.
Okay.
I have no idea on who's gonna replace him. Like I really don't at this point. I don't think I don't think Skip has another run like that in him with another co-host. That last 7 year run was pretty strong with Shannon.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I see Shannon Sharp getting his own show. I think Shay Shay is also owned or somehow the rights of that show are owned by FS1 as well.
Oh, Club Shay Shay.
Yeah, so he's definitely going to get the next big bag. And I want to see Shannon get outside of sports. I think he could be, another like Mike Strahan, Nate Burleson type guy. Get Shannon with Martha Stewart, get him out there doing some different stuff, for the people. He'll be a media mogul
Shannon with Martha
within
Stewart.
5 years.
Shannon with Martha Stewart. Yeah, I
Get him
think
out there
Steve
with the
got that on
next.
lock.
Get him out there with the next Martha Stewart, man.
Mm. Good run. Not everything is meant to last forever. I think. Yeah, they brought us a lot of clips, a lot of some hilarious clips. Um,
I mean, if you
Flair.
if they would have asked you back then, do you think they would have lasted 7 years? You wouldn't have thought that.
No, you would never have thought that. No, you never thought that. I didn't think Steven Smith would be around as long as he is, but he's still around. So he's a pain. He's an
These
absolute pain.
guys, these guys are legendary in their lanes, man.
Very true. Very true. So shout out to Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Much love and success on your new ventures separately, doing your own things, man. Um, Look, if you work at Home Depot and you're getting DMs, don't put them on blast and stay away from YK
Don't do
Osiris.
that.
I can
Don't do that.
summarize that. Stay away from YK Osiris. Okay, somebody write him a new song, get him back in there. Where do you want to go? I'm looking at this, man. We got a lot of stuff here, but I think is it too early? I don't care because we're gonna go hard in the paint in this. So I don't know if you've seen this. This is 80 podcast 82, episode 82, Father's Day edition. And the question of the day is, what do men want? Okay. Really, what do men want? Let me put this on the bottom here. 301-857-1757 to join the conversation. You know, it's the same each and every other Sunday when we go live. If you want to join part of the conversation, that's where you go into uh, come in and log in. So the question that we're posing this week, and it's so perfect for Father's Day, and we thought about this early, but it just coincided with our episode. Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, every time you go on the internet, there's always a viral clip. There's always someone saying it's a podcast saying some woman who's telling what their standards are for a man. Okay, we had the bus driver incident. He got to own the bus. He got to own the bus. We had one girl saying that he's got to make at least 500,000. We've had he's got to do this. He's got to have that.
Mm.
We know for the most part what women want from a man in a relationship, but rarely do we hear the other side of the coin, which is what do men want from a woman in a relationship. So look, start it off, chat. I know we got a few men in here. Please say what it is that you want from a woman in a relationship. Okay. 301-857-1757 is a clip to join the conversation. Hef, what do men want? Talk to me, man. Tell me what it is.
Perfect question to ask on the perfect day to ask it. And I think men don't really always know what they want, right? But definitely
Ron says it very simple. One with a brain.
one with a brain. If they only had a brain. But no, I think men just want what we want when we want it. And that's the thing. Like I was talking to you off the air, and I think it's fluid. Like support and honesty is definitely where we want to go first. And I
Yeah.
agree with Sal. But at a certain point we might want something else a lot more. And we look into the person for that thing instead of what we really need, right?
Okay.
So I definitely would have to add, you want that loyalty and that trust factor.
Okay.
In today's day and age, if you're going to be in any type of relationship, trust is way more important than anything else.
Hmm.
K. Adams. But nah, I definitely feel Arizona going for the intellectual female because
Mhm.
it's definitely a good thing when you can have those conversations and get somebody with some goals and some intelligence.
So, all right, some goals and intelligence, one with the brain, support and honesty. You saying trust. You saying we want what we want when we want.
Yeah,
But
because
what
you know what happens is we want that smart girl, and then we get the smart girl, and then this girl's just way out of pocket.
a lot of
She's
good heart,
smart,
a lot
she's
of good
super
hearts out
smart.
there, not too many brains.
But here's the thing, Arizona, we find a smart girl. She's smarty yardy. You know, she can have all the great conversations about different things in the groups and all that. But all of a sudden, when it comes to another level of of your relationship, it's non-existent, or she doesn't really come to play in that area. So then you start saying, well, now I want this. You know what I'm saying? And then you go on and finding something else in somebody else, someone who is not fake.
So, all right, I know we got women in the section too. Women, what do you think men want really? What do you really think men want as well? So, here's the funny thing, right? When we talk about, what women want, a lot of times it goes immediately into th- I won't say, well, I'm gonna say it. Thank you, Erica. Sometimes people say, if when we talk about what women want from a man, it usually goes into um, the superficial. Okay, the financial support, the status. It goes into a lot of those things, and I could be wrong, and I probably am, but most of the things that you see online is usually talking in those realms, right? He's got to have this, he's got to have that, he's got to do this. And if you look at even the small sample size that we just went into, the only thing that the men have said so far is characteristics. Characteristics. We're looking for good quality characteristics. Now, Sinead, thank you. I think it's the same on both ends because when you talk about with men, you hear things superficial in terms of looks. Okay. The online debates don't reflect a lot of the everyday women's views. And here's the caveat to that, because men see these things. Okay. No, you good. Men see these things, and they see these things online, and that's all they see. That's all they see is you gotta have this, you gotta have that, you gotta this, you have that. Kevin Samuels, high value men, high value women, and even the women that aren't high, he would say aren't high value, are the ones seeking all the things that the high value man has. So now the average man who is good value, great value,
Great value.
great value, um, is looking and thinking that all women, exactly, that all women are looking for high value. Okay. We're looking for a God fearing woman. We're looking for a God fearing woman with a fat ass. That is true. Um, because a lot of it seems to focus on how much money a man has. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
You start off wanting a God fearing, respectful, loyal, genuine woman with a fat ass. Then all of a sudden, you get down to, hey man, she had a fat ass though. Like, have a list of things you want, and then it seems like, and that's another thing I say, and I've said this time and time again. Like a man will settle for a moment.
Mm,
That could be a whole nother conversation, but that's why I say with men, in my opinion, what we want can change. I don't think it's always like a set standard.
mm. That's a good
And
question.
then
You think
and
men?
then
Do you think men settle more in a relationship than women? You think they settle more in the relationship than women?
absolutely.
Ah. All right, elaborate, because you going
Just
deep on
just
that
like I
side.
said, man, like a lot of times when it comes to men, you might have a level of a female that you want to, maybe get yourself up to be able to, I guess, maybe match. Erica says she thinks women settles more. But at
Hmm.
the same time, you might still dabble in that playing field of the same type of women that isn't that type of woman that you want just because. You know what I'm saying? Like you might still have a little rotation of those same average, simple minded, women that you don't really want while you're doing whatever you need to get to that position you got to get the woman that you want. You understand what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. You got to slow that down. You got to slow that down with me. So women with degrees be marrying a bum. I think that's poor life choices. I think um, he said women will switch up like the weather. Matter of fact, the mood will change because of the weather.
Mm,
Those are all facts. Um, it be dudes with 5 kids and they keep a girlfriend. Very true. Very true. I'm not in
that's
that talk because I got 4. Um, Real McCoy, he said Real McCoy's out on the money. So when we're talking about, all right, so we got both sides saying men settle more than women, women settle more than men. Um, is it just a personal choice? Is it that they're giving up and basing saying, hey, I've been through enough of this. I think I'm gonna find someone with just enough. Oh, guys out here
that's
getting
a good
relationships
point.
so they can have a place to stay in the winter, for
That
all the
goes to
wrong
my
reasons.
point. That goes to my point, K Dizzle. That's exactly what I'm talking about. A man will settle just to get through the winter, just to get that heat. I'm telling you, women definitely settle as well, Erica. I'm not gonna say that they don't, but I think men are more conditioned to be able to handle a woman that they have no business with handling, in my opinion. A woman's not gonna put up with the stuff that men put up with,
Mm.
in my opinion. I don't think a woman is gonna keep some stuff like that around. A man to keep stuff around that a woman's doing just because it might not be as serious to him as she thinks it is until he's ready to move on.
He is trying to survive. Ron come in hard in the paint saying, look, the problem is because women don't know how to settle. The synonym of settle is prolong. They prolong their good relationship because they're in search of a perfect relationship.
Exactly.
Ouch. Ouch.
Exactly.
If he was handling affairs for himself, he wouldn't have to be in a relationship with Shelter. You're right.
$100.
But men do what they want to do,
But he's a
regardless
bum.
of the consequences. Those are
But
bums.
he's a,
Those are
he's a
actual
bum,
bums.
Erica.
Those are actual bums. But Ron makes a point. Do women stay in relationships to find other relationships?
I'm telling you, man.
Uh, it, that's a form of settling. We're gonna settle for this for the right now for the possibility of later on in the future finding the right
That's
partner.
what I've been trying to tell y'all.
Hmm. Hmm. See, here's another part of this too, because here's another part of this too, because I know you got some friends, I got some friends that have both settled, uh, ignored flags, and got themselves in long-term relationships. Right? Got way too deep in relationships, and now that they're like stuck. And what that entails is being in the situation now. Okay, well, so women don't leave a relationship till they have some place to go. So now you're stuck in a relationship that you settled for because of certain things you wanted for yourself. Um, and now you're unhappy. You're in an unhappy situation.
Yep.
So, settling, who does it more? I can't say that women do or men do. Um,
I just think that men are more comfortable in that role. If between which person handles that role a little bit more and better, I would say the man does, just because when you have that same dude who's got 4 or 5 girls on his roster that
Mm-hmm.
tries to get, praise and talks big like he got all these girls, all these women, like they all got issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's a reason why you can have that situation. So I don't know,
Well,
man. I think it's easier for men to settle, like you said, for a place to stay, for a certain level of convenience. And women definitely do it too. But honestly, women get away with it without even having to invest. A woman can get more from a man without having to even settle into the relationship with him than what the man has to do.
mm. So, men get on the A game when they leave the girl they was with for the one that they want. Men settle more. We know how to put our feelings aside for the greater good. But what is the greater good, right? So let me try to temper this down a little bit because when we talk about settling, right? We're talking about saying, okay, this person may not have all the perfect attributes that I am searching for, but they're good enough, right? And it really depends on that amount, that level of attributes or settling, we want to say. Let's say if we had a list and the list was 10 things, you're saying that a man would, if they had five out of them, he may settle. But if the woman had five, they wouldn't settle. I think it's more individualistic on a person. And that's what I'm about to get into. Settling is not a bad thing, right? So the purpose of finding the person for you is to make the best realistic deal possible, is to find the best option for you, meaning the best compromise. Look, the words are coming out. The best compromise. Compromising and settling are different, but they are compromise and settling are both one and the same. Because if you say you're settling for this person, then you're compromising on your own ideals of what you
But
think you need.
but even before you get to that, how in the hell do you classify somebody as being the best option
So you classify somebody as being the best option
on
is
on the
because
surface, right?
no, because you can't do just surface. Because if you stand on being in a relationship with somebody and you taking that next step, okay, and you pushing further and deeper, you are already saying that some of the greatest attributes that I love the most or are high on my list, they already have. They may not have the other things on it, but these are the ones that are the most important to me, and they have them and they knock it out the park. Okay. I can settle or I can compromise that this person doesn't have all the things that I want, but they have all the things that I love. They have most of the things that I love, right? Yes, all of it is a risk, 110%. It takes time to really know somebody. And also making sure your feelings align with reality and not just the hopes and dreams or what you think you should have based on where you are in your life right now. So don't get into a relationship because you think you're getting too old to have kids, right? People do that. People settle because they say, "Oh, I'm running out of time to do the
and
things
and
that I
don't
want to
and
do."
don't get into a relationship, get into another relationship,
Correct. Okay. Um, it's
meaning
okay
to
to say,
say
"Okay,
don't get into a relationship when you know you have no intentions of making it a relationship.
mm, well, those are the bums. Those are the bums that are using people to get what they want." Okay. And if you're listening hard enough, you should be able to hear that and steer clear of that flag. If you're paying attention, don't ignore the flags because a lot of people ignore the flags because they have something over here they like a whole lot or they want something a whole lot and they ignore the flags over here, which gets them into entanglements or situations where it creates life bonds with the people that they really shouldn't be with. Okay. That's why you have a whole lot of baby mamas and baby daddies, right? Don't fantasize on what's going on. Don't let the desperations you have locked into a relationship or marriage. Now you looking like the struggle. That's exactly what I'm saying. um, I think there is there is a disillusion on believing what the fairy tale should look like. Okay,
especially now.
there's a disillusion what the fairy tale should look like because the fairy tale is actually out there. It's available, but they don't. The problem is when they show the fairy tale on TV, you rarely see any of the work it took to get there. The only good movie that really shows you how they got to the fairy tale ending was Cinderella. Okay, Cinderella's the perfect example, but it only showed the woman's side, right? She grew up, poor situation, blah blah blah, all that good stuff, right? She had to fight to get to the ball to find her man. She got the luck of a wizard to help her get there, right? To finally get, she got the golden ticket to get there, found her man, left the shoe, went back home, back to the struggle, like it never happened. That's the only one that ever showed. And the other part was the prince had to go take the shoe throughout the whole kingdom to find the woman that he fell in love with. So they showed that part of the struggle. They showed his struggle. They showed her struggle, right? And so he finally got together and finally showed it. And that's the only one that really shows a true depiction of a fairy tale. Everybody else is Sleeping Beauty. All this man had to do was go find her, wake her up, give her a kiss. Blah, bang, we good. No. So, so the problem with that is, look, you're going to make the choices. You're going to find that somebody has the most of the attributes with it. The fairy tale comes when you guys get to a happy medium, and that doesn't happen off the jump. What we're trying to tell you is, look, what do you got to figure out really what you want. When we go out and men see online, and what we see is every woman out there is looking for a man that makes 250, 300,000, 400,000, $500,000, right? We thinking that that's all they want. That's all we see because that's what we're seeing from, the glamour and the glitz of the internet. So now your average man is looking at the woman across from the bar saying, "Hey, how you doing?" And she's giving him the cold shoulder, right? Because that's the constant that happens. If you're out there, you're in the streets, you're saying hi to a woman, 9 times out of 10, she's going to give you the cold shoulder. We ain't going to be happy every day, and that's real. It's about making a choice to be with the person every day.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm glad I'm in a relationship because the dating game right now seems very
Oh, it
nasty.
seems terrible.
It's treacherous.
Terrible.
It's treacherous out here. And I'm gonna tell you the term that I use, and I said that I feel like women are dominating right now when it comes to a lot of these standards. A lot of these standards that we talking about, the women are dominating right now. These girls saying it's only how on the internet, Arizona says. They accepting the unacceptable in real world. Dating today is terrible. But yeah, you know,
So the DMV ratio is for the past few years, the DMV ratio, women and men, is 11-1. Okay. That's the
man,
DMV ratio,
women
11 to
women
1.
women are running shit. But the women are running shit right now just because you got the simps out here doing what they're doing. They're taking unemployment and they're raising the unemployment rate in America by telling these young ladies you're too pretty to work your 9 to 5. Let me buy you out your Home Depot contract.
So look, what do men want really? A lot of men are just looking for. Every man wants a woman with a fat ass. That's just the truth of the matter. That'll never
Man,
change.
what a man
Um,
really wants, Kate
Go
Dizzle,
ahead.
he wants a woman to do everything that he wants her to do.
Which is what?
Anything he wants her to do.
So you want a slave?
No, not like that. But I'm gonna finish it with something.
Go ahead.
Whatever his boxes are, he wants those boxes checked. But really, what that same man wants is also to be able to be an asshole whenever he is one,
Mm-hmm.
and not get decimated or not get ridiculed by that same person. Still wants some level of vulnerability to be there because you're always going to have the time when you're falling down, you're falling flat on your face, and you're not going to want to lose that masculinity, but you still got that woman that you love. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And 9 times out of 10, that's the person that's going to be there for you in those times, in those situations.
Mm.
So you really want that woman who can see you, you know, see you on both sides.
Okay. Okay. I think from what a man really wants is a couple things. He wants to feel loved. He wants to feel important and feel that what he does matters. He also wants to be told. He wants to be. What's the best way that I can put this? Because women will take it and run with it, right? He wants to be he wants to be told when he's right. He wants to also be told when he's wrong. Um, but he doesn't want to be belittled when he makes a mistake, right? Um, but more importantly, allow men to be men. They want you because it's going to happen anyway. Now, the problem with that, how do y'all feel about being providers and protectors?
I think I'm traditional when it comes to that because I see myself as both. I see any man who leads a family should be both a provider and a protector.
Hmm.
And each and every day you should be trying to find you can do both things for your family. So that's something that I feel is very important. I don't think that any woman in any day and age would say they don't want to feel that their man doesn't provide and protect them.
Hmm. So, so from just about every man that I know that's in that role, they take it seriously, and they push and they push and they push themselves to the point of exhaustion to make sure that they do those two things. Do we get joy from being a provider and protector? Um, the joy that we get from being a provider and a protector is knowing that, one, your family's safe, two, they're happy, and three, they have everything that they need. And part of that, we get that joy from when we come home from feeling from the feeling of being loved. So,
You've got to get something from being a provider and a protector to get joy from it.
hmm
Like you're not going to get joy from just being the provider and protector. You're going to get more so the peace of mind knowing like I'm taking care of my family. But joy might come from seeing the level of appreciation from them for providing and protecting at such a level to where it's like, man, my family really loves me, you know,
hmm
and it's a reciprocated feeling, so it does feel good.
yeah. So, um, that's the biggest thing. Men want to feel like they are taking care of their family. They want to feel loved, and with the work that they do, it's appreciated. At the same time, sometimes we bury ourselves too deep in the work, and we ignore the fatherly duties or the relationship duties because we feel like we have to work so hard to provide those things, and we don't take out the time necessary to be present. And we talked about this before too, being present, not only with just our money but our time as well. Um,
You know what? We need to talk about one day. We should talk about gratitude
hmm,
and where you fall to relationships. You can do it and protect it and not feel like you're getting that level of gratitude that you should,
hmm.
and that might form some type of resentment too. So, I think one day we should talk about that.
The gratitude part of the gratitude part is that love. Whether you feel like what you're doing is reciprocated the love back from it,
Yeah, but
and
what
part
if
of
you
that.
feel, but what if you feel like your partner is just ungrateful, but you still love that person though?
And see why do they make you feel ungrateful?
Well, just like you said, nobody wants to feel underappreciated. So if I'm
Hmm.
feeling underappreciated, then I feel like you're being ungrateful for the things that I do.
Mm,
So if I'm doing that, or if I feel that way, you know, that can lead to a certain level of resentment. If I feel like I'm always trying to provide, but
mhm.
everything that I do is like, well, it's kind of expected at this point.
Right.
You can
At the
kind of
same
be
time,
like, damn.
well, see, part of the, I won't say resentment. I will say the lack of communication on the mutual feeling of being appreciated may come from the lack of presence in the home or in the relationship. So what I mean by that is we could be causing the whole reason why we're not feeling appreciated at home because we're no longer paying attention to the things at home. If we put all of our time, energy, and focus into work, that could cause issues at home. So it's now we're talking about the balance. Now we're talking about the balance. And we could perceive that because we're grinding as hard as we are, um, that inability, yeah, relationships are transactional, but it is a good thing. That inability to receive that when we come home as ungratefulness. So we can be going into a whole deeper conversation with that. So that's going back to the communication part of it, because when you're talking about a relationship, it's a two-part system. You're doing your end, and they're doing their end, and um, both of you require certain things on each side in order to keep them going, right?
So at the end of the, go ahead and finish our
No, no,
question
no.
for you.
Both of you got require certain things. We require the love and affection, appreciation. They require the support and the nurturing, and also the help. One hand washing the other, exactly. And if we're imbalanced on either side, it's going to cause a rift in the communication, and one's going to feel like they're not getting what they need, and the other's going to feel the same way. And it's only going to create even more division if we're not paying attention to that stuff. So, I mean, I get you because that's one of the biggest things. If a man comes home from work and he's feeling like he's worked all day and oh, well, respect comes from, I didn't forget respect. Respect only is removed from the situation when we start becoming disrespectful because we're no longer talking about how we feel. Now we're just responding and reacting to what's going on, right? We lose respect when we stop talking and start responding and acting what's going on. When you start doing the tit for tat, you say, "Well, why is it still here? The same reason it's still same reason you ain't take the trash out because I ain't take it out yet." Bam, bam. That's when the respect starts going out the window. Now we going tit for tat. Now we're losing communication, and now we're no longer in the talking phase to figure out what's really good, right? So look, we going way left. We
Look,
going
look.
way deep
With
in this
that,
boy.
with that, K Dizzle being said, let's go back to the original question before we close out
Yeah.
on this Father's Day edition of the All Dressed Up podcast. Do we know what we really want at the end of the day? Is it unanimous? Do we know what we want? Do women know what we want? Or who knows best for what? I still feel like it's up in the air.
You still feel like it's up in the air?
Yeah, what you think?
Um, well, what do men want really? I think I said at the beginning,
No,
men,
no, I'm not saying that. I said, what
what?
do you think's more true? Do we know what we want, or do you think women know what we want more than what we do?
No, I think, Erica just said, what we want as people always changes, but um, we know some of the things that we want from a woman, but we only know it based on where we are in life. So, and sometimes what we think we want is not always what we need, right? Because some of the things that we want um, may not address the things that we need in order for us to be greater people. So, um, what do men really want? Um, Men, for more than anything, men are full of pride, and men sometimes, well, most of the time, base their life and their moves on accomplishments. So we want to feel appreciated, and we want to be celebrated, and that's all an ego thing. And we always want to just feel like we're loved for what we do. So, and on the basis of things, that's what we want. And what do women want? The world may never know.
Huh?
It's like no. It's like no. It's like no. What do women want? Women want to be loved, same as us. They want to be. They want to feel. They want to be honored. They don't want to. Not all women want to be taken care of because we see we're in that. We're in this era where women are independent. They can take care of themselves. But a lot of women still feel like, hey, if you want to take care of me, that's okay too. But they just want you to know that they can do it on their own and they don't need you. Loyalty, honesty, humor, appreciate my efforts. The same thing. If you look at it, all in all, men and women really want the same things. We just mask them behind other things. So
Yeah.
let's get down to the nitty gritty. Talk to the people that you're considering. Um, talk to people that you're considering. Putting yourself in a relationship in long enough to find out what their true intentions are. And I say this all the time. I say this to my daughters. If you let a man talk long enough, he'll tell you everything he wants and everything you need to hear. Because their intentions will shine through on their words and their conversation. Same thing goes for women.
It's
So
facts, K Dizzle. I like that you close the episode with that because there's nothing more real than that. Because when a man keeps talking, he will tell you the bullshit and teach your young ladies on how to be ready and prepared. But happy Father's Day again to UK Dizzle DC.
hey, my man, happy Father's Day to you, guy. This is always a good talk and always good time with you. We were not going to do this, man.
Sorry for my lighting to be a little dark because I'm out here in California, man. I'm out here. But I appreciate each and everybody who came out tonight on the special Father's Day edition. Please make sure you follow the Instagram channel because it's been jumping. New posts, new interaction each and every day. Follow your man K Dizzle DC everywhere he is on Twitch, YouTube,
Twitter everywhere.
Facebook. And then holla at your boy
All that
Have
good
Dreams,
stuff.
man.
We are. Hey, look, shout out to all the fathers in the chat. Everybody listening on the podcast. We thank you. We love you. We continue to do this. We continue to grow because of you. And the only reason to do it is because you come and listen every day. We don't like always talking to each other. We do that on a regular basis, but bringing everybody in the conversation and learning something is what it's all about. So look,
Hey,
love
man.
y'all. We see y'all in what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks, man.
2
Episode
weeks.
83. Can you believe it? 83.
He's doing good. Yeah. Love y'all, man. Have a great Sunday.
And you know, and I know, and they know, and we know, we go all in.